Hi besties! It is the end of 2022. How crazy. I feel like this year flew by for me and I don't even quite remember everything that went down. I do know that I didn't check off some of my goals this year, which is okay. You know, we're giving ourselves grace per usual. I just am so grateful for number one, community. I feel like that is something that has been, you know, coming up in my life recently, this like idea of community and how, you know, everybody has their core people, right? Like their family unit or their best friends. But I mean, I realized that like, while that can be great, you definitely need somebody, many somebodies even, who can hold you accountable to your goals, who can motivate you and have you vibrate higher. I always talk about vibrating higher and like what that means for me. And I just am so grateful for those people that I found this year. If you can't go to someone on your down days, if you can't go to someone on, you know, when you've reached the highest of highs, it's like, what are you doing life for? You know what I mean? So I'm really thankful for my tribe, and I just wanted to come on here and congratulate you for making it through another year. I want to speak on professional development really quickly and like career, right? Because we all have to hustle in LA, in my opinion. We all have to do things that make us money and keep our bills paid. You know, it's not getting any cheaper out here, unfortunately. Cost of living is higher, you know, apartments are higher, gas is higher, and it's like you either have to put up with it because it is what it is, or you have to figure out, you know, what moves you're gonna make if you wanna leave. So for me, I'm really enjoying Los Angeles. I don't wanna leave anytime soon, but you know, down the line, I am thinking, is it worth it being out here? Because it is just so expensive. And for me, I am a girly girl, you know, I like my nails done. I like to keep my hair done, my eyebrows, my, you know, appointments intact, you know, like I don't want to ever not have enough money to pay for those things. So I was at a cushiony job. Most of you know I was at Netflix. If you don't know, I was at Netflix in the unscripted team, and I was, you know, working in the reality department as an assistant. I was creative assistant. I got to shadow on different shows that we had, like Selling Sunset, you know, Selling Tampa, which is something I was like really excited for. You know, Love is Blind was another big one. I got to really immerse myself into how it's made and like what we look for as far as casting members, and it was really cool, you know what I mean? Like I had no problem with it from the top of the year. From January to March, we had our offsite, which was cool, you know, it was about like team building and like, oh, let's have a great year, you know, those kind of vibes. And then in the summer, March to May and June, we had budget cuts and we had to cut some people on our team, you know? And one of those people on my team was somebody who was like, I mean, had been, you know, there from the start of the unscripted team at Netflix and like was working really hard and, you know, had been there for so long, and then he got cut. And it was just kind of, I guess that was like a wake-up call in a way, because I have been an assistant, or had been an assistant for like 3 years, you know, at this company. And I was starting to think like, am I gonna get promoted? Am I going to get that next opportunity, that next step up to show what I'm capable of? And I had remembered talking to my VP at the offsite, like just asking her like, oh, you know, is it any possibility for people on this team to get promoted, like the junior staff members, meaning me and my other colleagues? And she was like, quite frankly, no, like we don't have a need for any more junior managers. We're not seeing that in our, you know, in our slot this year. And so that started to get those wheels turning. And then by summer, when like Netflix went through their layoffs period, I was like, something's not really feeling right. I don't really think like long term I can just like sit around and wait to be promoted, especially being someone who felt like I already had the skill set for that next jump up. You know what I mean? So basically decided from that summer of this year on that like I needed to make another move. I needed to kind of start planting seeds and figuring out a way to jump into something else, which is daunting, right? Because 2022, you know, is full recession vibes in my opinion. Like everything's getting expensive. People are getting laid off. Other entertainment companies were laying people off, like, you know, HBO Max and just like other big entertainment conglomerates that were just laying people off. So it's not really feeling stable, you know what I mean, in the workforce for someone who's well into her career building, 6 years out of college, almost 7 years out of college, you know. I got to a point where I had no other choice. Like mentally, I was going through it. Like at the end of the summer, like July, August, September, going into the fall, I really felt like stuck. And I was worried that I was gonna get to that point, you know what I mean, of being stuck and not feeling like there was an out. I got to a point where I like talked to my HR business partner and she was like, you might need therapy, like to sort of figure out or to like understand your emotions and your feelings with your work. And that was the suggestion that I needed. I basically took a leave. I was just using my PTO. I was using my time off to like check myself into therapy. I found a great therapist for myself. I was the type of person who thought like, oh, I'm good in my life. I don't need a therapist. Like this is for somebody who actually needs help. Boy, was I wrong. You know what I mean? Like I really did need help, and I needed help sort of getting off of this corporate hamster wheel that I was in for so long, just like in the weeds of it, you know, head down working, like just going through the motions and really just figuring out like, how do I take a step back and realize that no, I'm actually a creative person and I'm actually somebody who wants to utilize my creative skills in a different way. I don't want to be rolling calls. I don't want to be scheduling meetings and filing expense reports and planning offsites. Like that's not in the cards for me anymore. Like it was Netflix, and you know, it's not Netflix's fault. Netflix came to me at a time where I desperately needed financially to be more stable and to figure out how to save money and like be an adult in a heightened way. So I'm really thankful for Netflix. Basically, I took September to really November, December, the rest of this year to figure out my next move, you know, and I did a lot of self-work to get there. I fell into like a little bit of a depression and was very anxious about the future. I was scared, right? Because I didn't know what my next stream of income would be. I had only had Netflix as my stream of income. But with the luck of my community, which goes back to what I was speaking to earlier, it's like, your community is gonna have your back. Your people are gonna be there for you. And luckily, some of my best friends, shout out to Trayvon, shout out to Nicole, shout out to Steph, Cam, Bree, Camille, Quinn, Olivia, like everyone who was checking in on me, it was truly amazing. And I like got emotional in therapy talking about it too. I was literally like, I have great people around me. I have people who I found in LA that like really care about me and want to see me win and want to see me succeed. It can be so hard, you know, doing this thing called life. And we've lost a lot of people, you know what I mean? Most recently, like some of my closest friends lost Twitch, you know, a prominent member of the dance community, the Black male community out in LA. And like, there are things that people are going through that they may never share, you know what I mean? Until it's just unfortunately too late. And also, I'm the type of person who's never been able to keep something inside. Like, luckily, I guess for me, I just like am a chatty Cathy. I just vent out everything to you, and I don't mind doing it because I think that like that is the way forward for people to latch on to somebody who they feel like they can connect with and, you know, have gone through something similar to. And I don't mind sharing my truth because it's just like who I've always been. 2022 did not happen the way like I thought it would for me, but I am so blessed and better off for the things that have transpired this year. I'm going into a new career where I'm focused and ready and hungry and just excited, and I just don't think you should stay anywhere where you're mentally not fulfilled. You're not, you don't go in and then leave feeling energized. Like, I don't think jobs should drain you. There's plenty of ways to make money, and I really feel like I did the best thing for me, and that was to leave my corporate job. Other things I'm really proud of is like my fitness goals. Like, I killed it this year. I'm excited to see what happens next year. Juicing, I've been really good about juicing and like feeling very, very healthy from the inside out. Of course, there are things I want to work on. I want to work on drinking less. I want to work on having a strict morning and nighttime routine. And ultimately, I want to be the best version of myself that I can be. This is a big year for me. It's a year about proving myself and getting back into the freelance things and showing people like my value, and nobody's gonna know your value or see your value until you show that to them. So I'm really, really excited. Let me know what you're excited for in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna do better about videos this year. I know I keep saying that, but I really am. And I'm rooting for you all. I truly, truly am. Don't be afraid if you want to reach out to me, like talk about anything. Like, I'm here rooting you on your journey as you are here, hopefully cheering me along as well. Cheers to 2022, but let's get to 2023.